Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. All right, people, we coming in, and you know what to do. The regular routine. I got a guest tonight. She's going to complement what I'm about to talk about tonight. So you probably hear from me the first 15 minutes before you hear her speak, because I want to release myself and say some things that we need to sharpen up. The Bible tells us that iron sharpens iron, and that's what I want to do. I want to sharpen some iron tonight. You know, and it's not, this message is not just for me, it's for all of us. We have to sharpen the iron, people. We have to demand respect and make people respect us. This is live, uncut, unedited. I'm here with my partner, Vera Giles Norris. A lot of you guys know she's live with me. I've invited her on the platform tonight. In a matter of minutes, she said, I accept it. You know, it wasn't nothing planned, it wasn't staged or anything. And I told her, well, you know, uh, you have an opportunity to use one of your craft, if I may use it in that word, because I'm going to be talking about insurance tonight. But I'm talking about young folks that don't have no life insurance. Could we blame the young people, or could we blame their parents? And this is serious, people. We got young folks just dying, dropping like flies. Don't you know, when we leave our homes, our apartment, wherever we live, and when we turn that knob or that door, there's no guarantee that we're going to return. Righteous or unrighteous, good or bad, rich or poor, educated or not educated, healthy or not healthy. It doesn't make a difference. I don't care how well you eat or how well you speak. What's your status in life? Whether you be poor, middle class, wealthy, whatever you want to call yourself tonight, a Christian, a saint, whatever you want to call yourself tonight. We're going to leave this place. We're going to leave this place. Some of us, it's a fact that we're going to leave this place, ready or not. One day, our number is going to be called. And with the human mind, let me use the human mind a little bit. We always say, well, if Martin wouldn't have went down on the Dan Ryan Expressway, it wouldn't have happened to him. If he had just stayed on the street, he'll still be here today. And that's what we say in our human mind. We say things like, man, if she would have got a checkup, a cancer screening, she'll be here right now today. We say things like that, and it has some truth in it. But I'm here to warn you, my sister, my friend, my brother, when God calls for you, that's it. That's it. It's a scripture in the Bible that says, when the axe is laid to the tree, and wherever the tree falleth, that's where the tree lay. That's it. That tree is not getting back up. When you put an axe to the tree and that tree falls and hit the ground, we call it timber, it's not getting back up. I say, oh, Martin, you preaching tonight. I might as well. We got too many young folks that's dying around us with gunshot violence. Up north, young 16-year-old, they said he was killed by one of his parents. I don't know, I wasn't there. Today, we're finding out that two young men, teenagers, was shot to death in a car in the alley on 89th, right off Cottage Grove. Now, Now, I'm going to say this. We're not prepared most times when our young people die. We don't have the insurance. We don't make preparation. If I can take you back to church a little bit, the pastor used to say, heaven is a prepared place for prepared people. And people, when we are prepared for things, we'll be better off. You know, mama used to tell us back in the day, some of us, prepare for a rainy day. Don't spend all your money. Save some money. But you know, we be hard-headed. We see that Gucci purse. We see that hairstyle. We see them 24-inch rims, 28-inch rims. We see that piece of equipment that we want. A nice TV, 75, 65-inch. And what we do, I'll get it back. And we all say it. And we don't prepare for a rainy day. And when a rainy day comes, now we got to get on the phone and start calling folks, asking them, could you borrow me? Could you loan me? Now we begin to max out our credit cards because we feel ashamed of asking somebody. And now we got an attitude at our girlfriend or boyfriend or mama or brother or sister because they won't loan us no money. Now, we did whatever we wanted to do with our money. We gambled on a gamble boat. We played sports, betted on the sports. We took a nice little young lady out for lobster and crab. We robbed Peter to pay Paul. We did things that we know we didn't have no business doing. We bought everybody drinks in the lounge. I don't know what happened, Vera. So are we starting back over? Yeah, we're gonna have to start back over. Okay. I hear it loading back up. I think okay, I'm still here. Okay, just say I don't know what happened. It just went dead, Vera. What you got in the tire? In the tire? What you mean? You ain't got insurance in the tire, do you? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Young people die. They just blanked out, Vera. All right, people. I don't know what happened.
I can't hear.
I hear you. I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Oh, wow. Wow. We're going to restart it, people. Hold on. Just say this.
I can leave and come back.
Yeah, leave and come back. Do that. Yeah. People, I don't know what happened. I got to talking and the phone just blanked. It just blanked out. That ain't never happened, people. Never happened. Just blanked out. She's coming back. Let's see. All right. That never happened. All right. Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay. We talking about insurance.
That's right. But we okay. Let me finish preaching a little bit and teaching because what we're seeing, what we're witnessing. Let me turn it down a little bit. I got a little echo. All right, all right. What we're witnessing, a lot of people. Turn your down, Vera, a little bit. Okay, that's better. Okay, we're witnessing a lot of people dying without insurance. Young people. No, as a parent, I'm speaking as a parent right now. As a parent, as a parent, none of us expect to lose a loved one, a young person. We shouldn't have to bury our children. Our children are supposed to bury us, if I may use that term. And I've seen so many funerals where the parent say, "Well, Martin, I didn't have no insurance. I, you know, I wasn't expecting this." Now we're gonna do a little math here. I got the expert here, my partner, Vera Giles Norris. I'm gonna let her talk about the little math, that simple, little simple form. Now, I have insurance too. I went through Vera and got it, so I'm talking to walk. Now, what I don't have insurance, I don't have insurance on my 15-year-old. So while I was talking about this and thinking this way, I need to get insurance on my 15-year-old, Vera. I'm gonna do that. Stay on me. Because I got to be a man of my word. I have to practice what I preach and what I teach. You know, I don't want to leave a burden on my family. Something happened to me and they got to scrape up and bury me. That's a burden. They already worry about I'm dying and never see me again. I'm dead. And they got to scrap up some money to bury me. Now, you don't need no insurance if you got a fat bank account and it's prepaid already. You're good. You're good. So I'm going to quit talking. I'm going to let my partner talk. And when she's done, I'll probably come back in and let her do her thing. And if you have any questions, hold on, let me dial in. If you have any questions, she's gonna put her number up, but you can call in and talk to her, and she'll tell you what it is. She asks all your insurance questions. Don't ask me the insurance questions. Don't ask me the insurance questions because I don't know them all. I just got enough for me. So if something happened to me, I'm covered. I'm covered. So I made sure that, yes, I went out having insurance. Yes, I was out there playing the fool. And we often do. But we got to handle business, especially if those that say that we're grown and responsible. Okay, partner, go ahead, take over. Let's
Okay.
talk to us. Now,
So,
my main focus is on young people right now.
okay. Let's keep it
So
there.
I need you to talk to the parents. Okay, go ahead, my sister.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, partner, thank you. Thank you for, first of all, the opportunity, but also thank you for the word, because I've been in this insurance industry for 28 years. And I'm really passionate about getting our young people covered. And here's why. Because when we start their coverage at a young age, it doesn't cost that much, Martin.
Mm-hmm.
So literally for what we spend going out, maybe for, McDonald's, and I don't want to be calling no restaurants, but what we can spend at the restaurant, we can take that change and put our children and get them covered for some life insurance. That's going to do two things. For one, it adds value to our children's lives. Where there is no
Mm-hmm.
value, there is no value.
Mm-hmm.
And it behooves me to think that for less than $20 a month, that that's enough insurance sometimes, depending on age now. But for about $20 a month, you could literally have over $100,000 worth of life insurance. And what I like to do is to show people how to take that money and give them some whole life, because it's a difference between whole life, term life, and accidental death and dismemberment. But I can take that like $20 a month and get you whole life, term life, and accidental death and dismemberment. Again, the reason why you do it when your children are younger is because you lock that premium in so that it stays the same for the rest of their lives. And you handing them down something when they get older. It's like, here, I already got your insurance. All you got to do is take on the bill, right? That's what Big Mama and
Mm-hmm.
them used to do. The
Mm-hmm.
second thing is that people don't like to talk about insurance, Martin. But one thing for certain, two things for sure, is we're gonna leave this earth. None of us is here to stay. I don't care how we want to package it up. We're not here to stay. And
That's
it
right.
has nothing to do, and you just we know that here. It has nothing to do with age. We're all in the same boat between life and death. Don't none of us know the time, the date, nor the hour. You don't sickness is not into death, and age ain't nothing but a number as it
Mm-hmm.
relates to death. So the purpose of insurance is that in the event that there when death do occur, you got that coverage to be able to at least leave an estate, to do something with it. You don't want to be grieving over your loved one and then trying to fumble around figuring out how you gonna bury them. And
Mm-hmm.
you'd be surprised, some folks don't give.
You're
Some of
right.
those GoFundMe's don't always work, Martin.
I know. I know.
Yeah. So
Mm.
again, I hope some people call in. I'm gonna
You
give
got a
a
caller. Actually, you have a caller. You want to take the caller now?
yeah. Let's take the caller.
Hey, caller, 3737. Uh, what's your question? Caller? Hello? Caller? This is the last four digits of your telephone number. Hey, caller. I guess not. I
That's
don't know.
that's that's
Is
okay.
area okay? Caller. Well, I'll boot him off. I'll boot him off then.
And I can go on, Martin, because I can't stress this enough to say the benefits of getting insurance on your young people
Mm-hmm.
is that, again, one, you're adding value to their life and you're doing it at a young age. You're locking that premium in, and a lot of times the younger you are, you can you can qualify health wise. And I've been doing this so long, I know some of the health questions just off the top of my head, but they qualify when they're younger a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
The third thing is that it's not just about death. It's life insurance for a reason. I'm gonna give a prime example.
Okay.
When my children were younger, I took insurance out on my young ones when they were about 6 months old. And I kept paying the insurance. I was roughly paying about $22 a month. But I ran on some tough times when they were roughly in their sophomore year of high school. Do you know that when I was looking for some money, I was able to tap into my insurance policy
Mm.
that had accumulated a cash value, and I was able to go in there and grab some money when I needed it. So again, it's life insurance because it has life benefits, right?
Right.
Now we're talking about just the children now, but I want to say this is something else that parents could do even on themselves to help their children. You can take out a life insurance policy on yourself that could even pay your children's education in the event that you pass. You can take insurance out on yourself if you're a homeowner that can cover the mortgage in the event that you pass so that your children don't have to worry about who's going to pay for the mortgage. So again, it's a lot of benefits in getting coverage. And I know we're sticking on the reason that we're getting insurance on our young people is because our young people are valuable. But
Yes.
statistics show, Martin, that a lot of folks don't have insurance on their children. Now, I'm not going to ask to take no poll and I'm not going to give out no numbers. But
Mm-hmm.
for those that's watching it, ask yourself, do you have insurance on your children? And then here's the other thing. Is what's important is knowing what you have. Some folks say, "Oh, I got some insurance," but they're not clear on what type of insurance they have.
Mm-hmm.
And there are several different types of insurance, and you need to know what type of coverage you have. You need to know what you're paying for. Hosea 4:6 says people are destroyed
By lack of
for
knowledge.
lack of knowledge. Go
You have a
ahead.
caller. You have a caller. Hey, caller 7762. You're live, uncut, unedited. What's your question?
My question is, how do you insure an adult child with mental health issues? We've tried several different times, and every time we have to insure, the company on the phone along with the daughter, because she's not in her right mind, she always tells them she don't want the insurance, so they won't allow us to insure her. How do we insure an adult child with mental health issues?
Okay, ma'am. Do me a favor. Do me a favor, ma'am. I need you to take us off speakerphone or turn your audio down, Facebook or something, because there's a echo coming on your part.
Is it still there?
Yeah, turn. Yeah. Are you listening? Do you have Facebook
No,
playing?
I don't have the speaker on anymore.
Okay. All right. Now you can't have Facebook because see, I just need you to talk to me like you're on the telephone. Don't turn your Facebook volume down so you can watch. You can't listen because it sends a reaction. I wanted to answer your question.
Okay, it's off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm turning it down on this end. All right. Okay, go
My
ahead, partner.
question is,
Go ahead, partner.
how do
Answer
Now,
question.
you,
now it sounds like what she was saying is that she has an adult child
Right.
who's not in her right mind, or who will not allow for her mother to get the insurance on her. Is that what I'm hearing?
yes,
Okay. Now I'm glad that you called in and you brought that up. One of the reasons that it's important to get it on your children when they are minors is that you don't need their permission. As their parent, you got two benefits. For one, a lot of times you can catch them before any health issues even kick in, so they qualify. And then for two, you don't have to get their permission. But once they are
but
an
she
adult, they do have to give you their permission in order to get insurance. I know it don't seem fair, but it is. Because
she
I've
laughing
talked to
and
a
stuff,
lot of
but she let it
children,
laugh.
they're looking at their parents like, no, I don't want you to have any coverage on me.
She
But
said she.
guess who has to take care of that child in case something does happen? It's normally the parent. So that's why you do that when they're younger. Before they turn 18, you ain't got to ask nobody no permission. You can go ahead and get that coverage and lock it in. Did I answer your
She
question?
did have coverage, but not being in her right mind, she stopped paying and it laughed.
Yeah.
Now she
Well,
needs
once it lapses,
to pay because I
then
wanted to
then
get this laugh.
yeah. So that's another reason why I encourage the parent to get the insurance and keep it and pay it yourself. A lot of times when we go back in the day, Big Mama and them kept insurance on her children until she left this earth. And once she left this earth, they were paying the insurance to be sure that they didn't have to take on that responsibility. And so in great world, when Big Mama leave, then the children will normally take that responsibility and take on that policy. I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But what Big Mama made sure of is that she wasn't the one that was going to have to try to figure out how to do it. And again, let's not always look toward death, because I know a lot of people don't like to talk about insurance because of the taboo. I don't want to talk about it. Well, guess what? It's going to happen whether we talk about it or not. But there's also life benefits that go along with insurance. So again, I hope I answered your question. There is nothing that you can do if an adult does not want you to have insurance on them, regardless to who they are.
Okay, that's all I need to know because we've been trying, and like I said, she has the insurance and she let it lapse without my knowledge because of her, you know, mindset. And if I had known, I would have took up the policy, but I didn't. Now I know, and it's hard for her to get her insurance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just keep at it, just keep at it, and keep encouraging it. And then again, depending on underwriting and different health challenges, there is some health questions depending on what insurance company you're with that she may have to qualify for. So I tell you what, and I don't know if somebody can put my number in the chat. You can call me toll free. I got a toll free number. I'll be willing to kind of answer, because I don't want to get too deep, because insurance is not cookie cutter. But whatever I could do to kind of help you push through, and maybe even hold a conversation with her, I'm willing to do that, because of the way things is happening now, we're able to do a little bit more with permission. Then and we don't have to work as hard as we normally had to. So again, let me just put this number, if somebody can text it, put it in the chat. It's 888-477-8770. Again, that number is 888-477-8770. And I'll be willing to answer questions individually.
She said, send your name again. Tell your name. It's Vera Giles Norris. Vera Giles Norris.
Okay.
888-877.
No, 477.
Oh, 47. Yeah.
477.
I'm posting. 87.
8770.
Okay, I'm posting it.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you're
Thank
welcome.
you for calling.
All right, thank you. All right, that's a toll free number. Now let me just stay on this same conversation. We're still taking calls. Now, people, Vera didn't ask me to do this at all. Matter of fact, she was taken by storm when I asked her. I said, Vera, I got a business proposition. To God, my witness, I'm telling the truth, shame the devil. She said, I'm on, Martin, count me in. I said, I'm getting ready to talk to these young people, to their parents, about young people out here dying. And the parents don't feel that there's a need to have insurance on their young folks. I'm one of them. I'm being honest. I'm one of them. Because we don't think that it can happen to us. Not mine. My daughter, she's a cheerleader. My daughter is a basketball player. My son is a straight A student. I'm just speaking these things. He's not involved in a gang. I homeschool my children. I monitor them everywhere they go. And don't you know, Vera, and we heard it so many times, you could be sitting at the dinner table and the bullet come right through the window and bam, and end it right there. Vera, how many stories have we heard like that?
Man, Martin, it's so many stories that we'll lose track of them. As a matter of fact, if you just Google them, stories like that, you'll lose track of them. And again, it's about a mindset, Martin. And the mindset is that it's an investment. It's called life insurance for a reason. And if we could spend monies on, the holidays is coming, and a lot of times we'll spend monies on toys. And I promise you, I know not what I heard. And those kids have played with those toys probably the first day. And then all of a sudden you're looking at those toys, and some of them you'll throw away yourself because you done stepped and tripped over toys. And it's amazing what we could do if we just put maybe, just a few dollars away to add value to that child's life. Again, we're not talking about death. We're talking about life insurance. And that's something that you can pass down to them. It's something that they could appreciate. Real story. I had a mother that had been paying insurance on her son for about the last 4 years. She was paying. And now he's 26 years of age. And he called me and said, Vera, how do I take over paying my insurance? As a matter of fact, I'm not just going to pay it for myself. My mother, I want to take over paying the insurance for her too. She's been paying insurance on me. Now I'm able to take on that responsibility. You'll be surprised. So again, do what you can do, but we're talking about value and putting that value on our children's lives. And we know that it ain't no amount of money, no amount of money that we could receive for our children's lives. It's not about that. It's about letting folks know, oh, this one here is valuable to me. And I'm going to do what I can do to cover them and teach them to do the same for their children. Because we've heard it over and over and over again. We don't have to leave bills. We could leave life insurance policies. We can leave wills. We can put our families in position to build, because that hurt. If in the event that they pass, it is what it is. But in the event that they live, we give them something. We give them something. Here, take this. Got a little cash value in it. Take this. There are a lot of people that do it. We got laws in place, Martin. There is laws in place in insurance to keep wealthy people, to keep some folks from putting too much money in insurance. Because some folks take their monies and dump it into insurance because they understand the value of having it. Now, there are a lot of different types of insurance. So I'm not getting ready to put anything in a cookie cutter, but I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. And if anybody needs a better understanding of what I'm talking about, give me a call. I'd love to talk to you one-on-one. So I'm just talking in general right now. But yeah, I'm here. We got any more callers?
No caller, but I want to say this. I'm going to talk a little bit. This is serious, Vera. And Peggy just said she'd been to a couple of funerals and both of them had a GoFundMe. And it's embarrassing, people. It's somewhat embarrassing. I remember from a little boy being raised up on Cottage Grove. And when people used to get killed in the neighborhood, we'd go around knocking on the door. We had a little leisure. You want to donate. So just keep everything honest. We make them sign their name, ask them to sign their name and the amount that they gave. So the family won't know, won't think that we took anything. And I remember my mom used to do that for a lot of families. So people, we have to really be careful. We living in not so good times. We really are. We really are. And when we leave our homes in the morning, we don't know if we're going to return, Vera. We don't know. We don't know when we kiss our spouses, our children, and tell them we love them. We don't know if that's going to be the last one before we make this transition. How many times have you ever said, man, I just talked to him. I just hung up from the phone. If I'd have known this was going to be his last day on earth, I would have kissed him and told him I love him.
Man, Martin, the whole thought of it. You may have to just catch your breath sometimes. The whole thought of it, Martin. And we just got to understand that, because I want to keep it on our youth, is that the best time to do it is now. Because again, you catch them while they still can qualify. Now I'm just going to give some in general, some general health questions that you got to go through. And the best time, when you asking questions, are you currently disabled or retired because of any injury or illness? Within the past 5 years, have you had or been treated for diabetes, taken insulin, stroke, paralysis, heart disease disorders, cancer, kidney failure, emphysema, liver disorders, AIDS-related complex, any mental disorder, any disease or disorder of the brain or spinal nerve, alcoholism, excessive use of alcohol, cardiomyopathy. No, a lot of times the best time for they can answer those health questions and they're not taking any medications is when? The best time is when they're younger. And then, like the young lady said, you don't have to ask permission when they're minors. Oh, I got this coverage on you. It's in place. I ain't got to ask you nothing.
We got a brief interruption. I need you to check something real quick. It's on the screen. If you can you read it?
Hold it. Say what? I can't see what it says. It says what?
It said, I'm tired of seeing Vera. She lives in the suburbs. She has no idea what we go through. I don't know what they mean by that, Kelly.
And who
So
is that? I don't even see who it
it
is.
said Kelly Thompson.
Okay. So Kelly, can she call in?
Yeah, call in, Kelly. Yeah, do that. 872-299-0808. That's a good one. Call in, Kelly. 872
And what you mean
297
by she's tired of seeing me? I
Yeah.
live in the suburbs and I have no idea what y'all go through. Do she even know me, know where I'm from, know who I deal with, know where my family from? What does living in the suburbs have anything to do with what we're talking about? Can she
Maybe
call
you
in?
call in, Miss Kelly. Call in. Do me a
I
favor.
don't have
Call
any
in.
idea. I'm on the street. I'm on the street in the up and down the streets helping families from the south side, west side. I've been doing it for a long time too.
Mm-hmm.
Is she gonna call in?
I have no idea. You gonna call
Can you
in, Miss
call in,
Kelly?
Miss Kelly, please? Or we can go
Yeah.
to the next person if not. But thank you. I understand. And let's see Miss Kelly.
Yeah, just call in, Kelly. Tell her what you mean. Yeah. Because see, let me just say this. Let me just say this, people. Listen, listen. They killing in every suburb. Every suburb. Harvey, Riverdale, Oak Forest, all over, all over. Schaumburg. They're killing all over. And life insurance is not just for a bad community. It's for you could be in a car accident. You could be in a mass shooting. Some fool come inside a grocery store, just start shooting it up. Anything can happen. You can get caught in a fire. See, our mentality, people, our mentality. Insurance is not just because you live in a bad community. It's
Death
for
don't
all.
care where you live at.
Preach, sister.
Death don't care where you live at. But again, I thank that sister for bringing that up because again, you can't put me in no box because I have an idea. I have a clue. I do.
Well, Kelly, just call in. You said what you said. Just call in. We giving you special attention. Call in and speak your mind. This is a civilized conversation. And if it don't apply, let it fly. That's all. One thing we're not going to do on this platform, we're not going to try to embarrass nobody. Speak your truth. Call in 872-299-0808. I don't want to block you. You say you grew up on 62nd and Cottage Grove. Well, that means I should probably know you if you grew up on 62nd and Cottage Grove. What does that have to do with somebody living in the suburbs? I don't understand. It don't make, I can't put the two together. I don't understand. Maybe you could help me, Vera.
I don't understand either. But I tell you what, I do understand. As I understand that the topic today is talking about having insurance on our youth.
Yeah.
And again, y'all, this we didn't it wasn't planned. Martin called me and said, "Hey partner, I need you to show up because something dropped on my spirit to talk about." And guess what I said? Yes, because I'm qualified to talk about it. I don't just talk the talk, I actually walk the walk. I walk it like I talk it in real life. And I'm passionate about what I do in real life. I've helped a whole lot of people out here get coverage for their children. I've helped a whole lot of people. And I do what I do with integrity. And it's not all about the money. It's about making sure that you understand what you have. Those people that are my customers, they can call me. They'll call me at the drop of a dime and say, "Vera, I need you to show up." And guess what I do? I show up. And if I don't know something, then I do what I need to do to get the answers. I don't just, you know, show up
Mm.
on a Monday and you can't find me no more. No, you can find me. You can, my people can call me and I show up. And I'm seasoned in the game. I
Mhm.
understand that it don't take much to cover our children. And I understand the importance of doing it. So again, it ain't about where you live at. It ain't about where you're from. It's about using what you know and moving forward so that we don't constantly keep on traveling in the wilderness. We got everything we need. The most important thing that we can do now is apply the knowledge. I'll say it over and over again. Hosea 4 and 6 says, our people are destroyed just for a lack of knowledge. And it's
Mm.
because when the knowledge is given to them, they reject the knowledge.
Mhm.
That's all.
Yeah. And you know, I tell people, you got some people that follow me, Vera. They only look for crime scenes. And I tell them, well, this may not be the video that you want to look at because it's not a crime scene. You know, so don't limit to me just to crime at all. Don't set no boundaries on me and tell me what to do and what to say. And I guarantee you from this conversation, someone is going to learn something. They're going to learn something that they didn't know, wasn't aware of. See, we here to wake up each other. You said it. My people perish for the lack of knowledge. Now, you said it, Vera. You don't need permission to start life insurance on your youngsters. You don't.
And your grandchildren. If so, I want to say this too. For those grandparents that's out there, you can get coverage on your grandchildren. You don't need permission to get coverage on your grandchildren. If you know their date of birth, you know where they go to the doctor at, and you want to get your grandchildren covered under the age of 18, talk to me. I can help you do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And and Vera too. I appreciate you
Thank you,
because
sir.
Vera stayed on me. Said, Martin, need some life insurance. Need some life insurance. I said, next week, Vera. Next week. Next week. Next month. Next week. Finally, I said, you know, I got it one time. It lapsed. I got it back. I'm going back strong. So it's needed, people. It's real needed. It's needed. And listen, most of us, listen to this, Vera. Most of us got insurance on our cell phones. And you know that's probably like $15, $20 on a cell phone, but you won't put it on your life. Most of us have insurance on our electronics, but you won't put it on your life. We have insurance on our automobiles, but we won't put it on our life. Ain't that something, Vera?
You know, again, Martin, when we know better, we do our due diligence to do better. And it's about a mindset. And sometimes it just takes the shift. I have a lot of people that call me for insurance after the fact, after they get the news, after they once they feel like this is getting close to the end. And then that's not how the game go.
I have a question too, and I don't know how it works, Vera. Now, when you first get insurance, it matures in 2 years, right? Before you can tell us how that works.
Well, if so it depends.
Okay.
If you are in good health and you get your insurance, no soon as you get your insurance, your coverage starts right away.
Okay.
Then there are some final expense insurance, and it sometimes take between 2 to 4 years before it matures. So again, there are different types of coverages. And what I like to do, because you can't put it in a cookie jar.
Right.
So you got some insurance that starts immediately. Soon as you pay your premium, you're covered. You got some insurance where there's a 2-year clause. Um, if for a final expense coverage. And then there's some insurance that takes all the way for 4 years before it matures. When you get to that, it's best to get with the insurance agent that's writing your policy and know exactly what it is. Now, just because we're talking about insurance and you're here and you're giving me permission, your insurance started right away. When you made your premium, you didn't have no waiting period. There is only a 2-year clause on that policy for suicide. So if someone decided to commit suicide, then there's a 2-year suicide clause. But again, because I know that there are a lot of different agents and people that listen, I just say to people, call me individually so that we can talk about your insurance based off of your health, based off of your finances, based off of your situation, because it changes. What may apply to one may not apply to you. There's age, male or female, that makes a difference. There is smoker, non-smoker. There are health questions. There are things that we have to take in
What
consideration.
about criminal background as well?
Well, with the insurance, with who I currently write for, I that's not a question in underwriting for me.
Okay.
However, depending on what type of what insurance company, those are questions that they consider. So again, it's not just a hit or miss, because some people can say, "Oh, well, no, this insurance company didn't give me coverage because of XYZ." But that doesn't mean that another insurance company don't cover that. So again, I like to talk to people on an individual level, but where I'm at now and where I write insurance for, that's not a question if whether they've been incarcerated.
Okay.
They can't currently be incarcerated to get insurance, but so if it's somebody that's currently that's incarcerated, then I'm not in a position to write them.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. See, we learned something, and that's what we need, people. This helps us. It saves a lot of pain and a lot of crying. Don't you know how many times people go into funeral homes with no money, and the funeral director looking at them, now how are we going to pay for this? And they looking around like, well, I'm they don't know. They stun them. They stun. You didn't pick out the highest price casket. You didn't pick out the high price day having on a Saturday, Friday or Saturday, which is more, more money. I mean, you totally lost. Then you got to pay the obituary people. It's a lot going along with this. Now, let me ask you a question too, real quick. What about burial insurance too? Do you guys carry that too? Because that we need to know a little bit about that too, because that it seems like that just inflated up now.
And so all of that is included in the life insurance. Burial insurance, that's another name for life insurance. It's final expense, burial.
Okay.
That's another name for it. So yes, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what we're talking about. Life insurance, burial insurance. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Same thing, Martin.
So,
and again, one of the things that I encourage people to do is to just hold a conversation. You don't necessarily it's free to get a life insurance quote. It's free to hold a conversation. It's about getting the knowledge. And then there are some people that say, oh my God, I got some insurance, but I ask them real crazy questions. What type of insurance you have? It's like, I don't know. Okay. Who's your agent? Oh, I don't know. Oh, if you don't know that, then those are important things for you to know. And it's also important to let your family members know. I give people a little guide that can for them to write this stuff free. I give them a little guide so you can write this stuff down and then have it in a safe place. Another thing that I'm excited that I'm able to do too is I went to an event and I gave out $2,000 of accidental death and dismemberment. Our company allows me to give that out for free. $2,000 of accidental death and dismemberment.
You have a call. Area code 224. Hey, caller, what's your question?
Yes, this is the question I have is, when should people look into getting insurance for any anybody in their family. I mean, and how long? Forget about all of the big mama stuff. If this is a serious problem, when should we get the insurance and how long should we carry it? And don't let it lapse.
That's a
Because
good question.
the reason why I ask this, yeah, the reason why I ask this is because people don't seem like they want us to tell them what to do because they want to govern their own lives. So what words could be said to people to kind of like make it stick? Because this is what you should be doing. That's all I want to know.
Thank you for that question. In my opinion, and in my uh, um time of being an insurance agent, I would absolutely say that the best time to get insurance on someone is when they enter the world, when they're babies, when they're young. That's the best time to at least start getting to get the coverage on them. I said that I had insurance on mine when they were 6 months old. Now there are riders that I personally attach to policies that a mother could have and fathers, they can have the insurance on them, and it covers their unborn baby. So even when their babies is coming out of the womb, that they have a coverage because they have a rider to cover their children. And I can go into detail. um let's say a mother is getting insurance on herself, and she necessarily can't afford to get insurance on all of her children individually. She can attach a rider to herself, and that will cover all of her children by default. Now, me personally, I can give you the price is $6.95. And as long as those children are under the age of 17, she can attach them to her policy as a rider for that same $6.95, 97 cents, somewhere in that category, and all of her children are covered. Now, eventually, what I would encourage that woman or father to do is to branch off and get them some whole life insurance on their own, because they can only ride under their parents for so long. But again, that may take a little bit more to explain, and I would be more than happy to talk to anybody offline. Give me a call, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you and explain it a little bit more in detail, as well as get on a Zoom with you and show you even better than I can tell you. Takes roughly about 15-20 minutes to jump on a Zoom, break it down to you, show you what that will look like for you. Because again, this is not necessarily cookie cutter.
Okay, that's old timer. Old timer, you got an echo for some reason. I don't know why.
And I'm
You
looking,
got-
I can see that's somebody said that's right. My sons
Okay.
are riders on mine.
Any more questions, old
Well,
timer?
what the question is, yeah, why don't we talk about this?
As a race, he's saying. Yeah.
You want to know why? Because
Yeah,
in
why
my
don't we talk
experience,
about it? Because we know this, we have all year, and we talk about plenty of things, but insurance is one of the things that never come up.
yeah, well, again, in my experience, I've heard a lot of people that say they just don't want to talk about it. They don't feel comfortable talking about it. They don't want to talk about death. And that's just a mindset. I've talked about it for 28 years. And, I try to do my due diligence to, yeah, I'll miss a few things just to do what I can do to just kind of pay some of those insurance bills. You'll be surprised. And this is kind of off subject, but I'm going to just kind of throw this out here for free. Let's just say you got a car, you drive a vehicle, and and I'm not telling anybody how to pay their bills. So I'm just giving an example. Just all I'm giving. But let's say you have a car note, and let's say you have an insurance bill. They both do. And let's say one person say, you know what, I'm going to miss this car note, but I'm going to pay this insurance. Okay. Then you got one person that say, I'm not going to pay this insurance, but I'm going to pay my car note. And they go out there and they both have the same accident. Do you know that the person that decided to pay the insurance, that even though they didn't pay that car note, they're going to get that car fixed and they got some coverage? But the person that decided to pay the car note and didn't pay the insurance, they can be in deep trouble. And it's the same way with your mortgage. Because if they had that accident and they don't have any insurance, then guess what's not going to be covered? The expenses of that accident.
So the moral of the story, I believe Old Timer is saying, we have time to talk about Lil Wayne and this and that and hairdos and other little things. I ain't gonna go into women body parts, and so I'm not gonna do that. It's not this show. But why don't we have time enough to talk about insurance, life insurance? And the brother is right. He is so right.
He is. And I probably went a little bit over in left field out of my passion for talking about insurance, but we don't talk about it because people don't just want to talk about it. But guess what? We're talking about it right now. And I'm glad that we're holding this conversation. I would like to see that this is something that even over the holidays, that families get together. There are some people, Martin, and they on here now. I hope some of them watching. They have insurance on their entire family. I got some folks that tune in and they got insurance on, and they families get together. Cousins get together, aunties, brothers and sisters, and they get together and they make sure that everybody is covered. And I wish, and I'm not gonna call any names, but I hope some of them that know.
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
They got their whole families covered. There are people that, even young people, they have children. They make sure that they got the baby daddy covered. Baby daddy got the baby mamas covered. All they need is to give permission. That's it. You know, consent. You know.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, we'll close out. It's going to be about exactly an hour. We lost a couple of minutes. It's just, people, I want to apologize for the technical difficulties that we had. That never happened. It just blanked out, Vera. It blanked out. It just blanked. I mean, just literally blanked out. So I didn't understand that. I just didn't understand that. I can't tell y'all what happened. I apologize. But I want to thank you, Vera, for coming on this platform. My partner, Vera Giles Snow, is missing. Please come home. And I told you, people, she didn't ask me to come on here to talk about that. And the reason why I chose Vera, me and Vera work together. We've been working together for years. And also, she's my insurance agent, for many years now, so I know her. I know what's her character. And she will sit down with you on a Zoom call, either a phone call, and tell you what your options are. I have this. You should go with this if I were you. And she's giving you free game. Well, you say, well, Martin, that's her job. Some people don't care. They could be their job. They just want to write you up. Let me write you up. Boom, 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 boom. And don't tell you. Now, you don't know if you got term, whole life. You don't know nothing. All you know, you have life insurance. You don't know when your bill is due. You don't know anything. You just sign on the dotted line. Vera closes out.
You know what, Martin? One of the things that I often say is that where there is no value, there is no value. And I believe that our lives have value. I believe that we are some of the most valuable, smart, intelligent, amazing, loving, kind people on the planet. I believe that. And I believe that we just have to get back to the basic. We just got to get back on track. And we cannot continue to walk left and talk right. We have to be about our Father's business. We have to not wait for somebody to make us valuable or tell somebody else to give us handouts. We got to go and take it by force. We got to be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of our mind. And one thing for certain and two things for sure, that life insurance put you in position to leave an inheritance for your children's children. And that's what a good man and woman does. Now again, and let me just boldly say this, it don't even have to be me. But if you got questions, and if I can answer some of your questions just to give you a better understanding, you got my number. I dare you call me. I dare you. That's it, Martin.
That's your story, and you sticking to it, huh?
Meow. Cat's out the bag.
Cat's out the bag. I was wondering when you were gonna say it. I said she haven't said that yet. Well, thank you so much, Javira. I think I'm gonna take that little clip and put it in the reel, put it out there. I like the way that sound, and it's definitely truthful. Thank you so much, partner. You already know what it is.
You already know what it is. Live, uncut,
and unedited.
And this is where we
tell the truth
and what?
And shame the devil.
Now I don't know about you, Vera, but I
love being black. I love being black.
Listen, if anybody got a problem or have a problem with you loving on yourself being black, shame on them. Don't you ever be afraid of being black. Some folks call being black is ghetto. Because in order to call something ghetto, Vera, we have to compare it to something. And most time when we compare things that's ghetto or unusual, we compare it to this white society. That's what we do. This is what we do. So we got to be careful with that word ghetto. Really do. Thank you so much, Vera. The wonderful guest. Thank you for giving us free game. And you said something real important. It don't even have to be me to sign you up. Ain't that something? So you actually, you had the ball bouncing in your hand and you pass it to us. Now what you gonna do? You don't have to be me, but get you some life insurance. Mothers.
What God has for me, it's already for me.
Did you hear about we had 2 young men shot to death today in the alley? Another young man, I believe was yesterday, shot and killed by one of his parents. Young. So 3 young men. Now, can I tell you if they had insurance or not? I don't know. Will I say they didn't have it? I would say I can't say yay and I can't say no. Anything
the real
else,
question.
brother?
The real question is, do you have it? You, or you? That's the real question. Thank you, Martin. I appreciate you, partner.
All right, partner. We out of here.